Python subprocess. Why won't the list of arguments work analogous to the full shell string? Thanks in advance for any help. I am new to Python, but not particularly new to scripting. I am trying to run a simple, automated email program, but the email module seems to be installed incorrectly on our system. I don't have 75% of the functions described in the Python examples, only message underscore from underscore string and message underscore from underscore file, and subplib is overly complicated for what I need. In fact, in simple bash terms, all I need is or. So that I can avoid having to write to a file just to send a message. I tried using subprocess, either call or popen, and the only way I could eventually get things to work is if I used a few things I specifically don't like about this method. 1. I couldn't break things into a list or tuple, as it is supposed to work, so that I lost the whole advantage of subprocess, as I understand it, in keeping things secure. If I tried it would fail. Similarly, if I tried to use the pipe, vertical bar, instead of reading from a file, it would fail. It was also failing if I used CMD instead of a pipe. The fail was usually that it would read comma and file dot with dot body dot info dot text as if they were further recipients. In other words, whether I said shell equals true or not, subprocess was not able to interpret the special characters in the call as the special characters that they are. Comma wasn't recognized as an input from a file, etc., unless I kept everything in one large call. What I would ideally like to be able to do, because it seems more secure, as well as more flexible, is something like this. But it seems that pipes are not understood at all with subprocess, and I cannot figure out how to pipe things together while stuck behind Python. Any suggestions? All help is welcome, except attempts to explain how to use the email or subplib modules. Regardless of this particular application, I really want to learn how to use subprocess better, so that I can tie together disparate programs. My understanding is that Python should be fairly decent at that. Thanks, Mike.
The Python docs seem to cover this situation. What I'd probably do is something like the following.
And is lower than are not arguments, they are shell redirections. To replace the in your code, see these instructions. To replace, use e.g. subprocess.popencat, stin equals open file.text, r, is the same as cat is lower than file.text.
Etc. are features of the shell, not the operating system. Therefore something like subprocess won't know anything about them. Internally it's just passing the list of arguments to the equivalent OS functions. The way to do input/output redirection using subprocess is using the stin, stout and str parameters. You can pass in a file object, it has to contain a file descriptor, though, but normally open files always do, or a naked file descriptor, or a pipe object. The manual has an example for replacing a pipeline. Just replace the pipe with a file object and you should be all set.
You need to run the command through the shell using the shell argument.
If you want to see more,